Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Descent, Journeys in the Dark, 2nd edition and Forgotten Souls, and it's turn 14 and hopefully be a lot better than turn 13 was. Quick thing about last turn, I did forget for the moulders, they were supposed to be rolling a brown die. Only really affected this guy, the purple moulder. But considering when I spent a surge and gave him mend 2 instead of mend 1, we'll call it a draw. And we'll let that one slide. As far as it's going, we're pretty much hemmed in. I think the farmer, he's had it. He's going to be dragon food. And as far as our heroes goes, it's just a case of kill, 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 and kill again. So we're going to try and kill as many as possible. Right, so let's get into the hero phase. As you can see, I've set it up for Aick, and let's get to it. And here we are with Aick. So first thing he's going to do is he's going to spend 2 of his possible 5. Well, he's going to go up to 4 fatigue. He can go up to 5 because he's got the Ring of Power. And he's going to move 2, so he's going to come up to 1, 2, so he's adjacent to everybody now. And then he is going to trade. He's going to trade the Warding Talisman and the Baron's Cloak to Syndrael. So he's handed those over to Syndrael. What else is he going to do? Well, he's still got 2 actions left, so he's going to do a Prayer of Healing. Now, he was going to do it on the Widow Tara, but unfortunately the Widow Tara, she's at full fatigue, and in order to do blast and things like that, she needs a spare fatigue, really. So I think what we'll do is, rather than casting it on her, we will cast it on Syndrael, who, after all, is at 10. She's got... oh no, actually, we will cast it on Widow Tara. I've had an idea. So let's cast it on Widow Tara. So we've got Prayer of Healing and Divine Bolt. So his final fatigue goes to exhaust Prayer of Healing. So we'll exhaust that. And we will roll a single red die. Oh, 3. Excellent. So that's 3 health back for the Widow. So she's only got 1 wound left. That's good. And also we have Divine Fury here. So she is going to get Divine Fury, which means she will get a yellow power die, which is good. So we'll put that back as well. And as she's getting a yellow power die, in order to remind myself, I'll just put a yellow power die onto her, well, on her player card. So that's that done. He still has 2 actions left, because he did fatigue to move and then fatigue to do the Prayer of Healing. So he is now going to attack, I think. So he's going to attack the purple moulder. So he's got an Iron Mace, which is blue and yellow, and the moulder has a grey and a brown, I'll remember this time. Good hit, good hit, good hit, lad. So that's 3, and there was only 1 shield rolled, so that is 2 damage going through onto our purple moulder. Right, what's he going to do with his final action? Well, with his final action, I think he is going to have to use his heroic feat. Or is he? Or is he? She's only on 1, but he is on 7. No, he's not. He's not going to do the heroic feat. I think we can get away with it. So he's not going to do the heroic feat. What he is going to do is attack again. So he's going to attack this moulder again. Exactly the same. We only need one more hit. He's got a surge. But bloody hell. I don't think he can get an extra hit on. So no, I'll just check what you can take surges for, because I'll obviously I'll take one of these off as per his hero ability, but I'll just check whether you can do that, whether you have to damage the actual monster. Yes, we're fine to recover a fatigue. We can do that with that surge. You only need to deal damage if you are using a surge to put a condition onto a monster or a hero. So if he was trying to, for example, he couldn't have stunned the moulder because he didn't get any damage on it. So he can't do stun with his surge, but he can recover fatigue, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to recover 1 fatigue. So unfortunate, it means the moulder has got away with it and is still alive. So that's a bit of a blow. And that is also it for Avrick's turn. In fact, I'm changing my mind. He's going to keep that. He is actually going to use his hero ability, and he's going to recover 1 health instead, because he is it is pretty precarious on the health front. So he's gone down to 6 damage now. Right, that is it for Avrick. Next up is, I think, Syndrael. I think we'll be going next. And here we are with Syndrael. First thing she's going to do is she's going to trade. She is adjacent to the Widow Tara. The Widow Tara is going to give her a health potion, whereas she is going to give Widow Tara mana weave. So, and for her first action, she is going to chug the health potion. So for an action, we flip the card over and we can recover all our health. And boy, do we need to recover all our health. So that's what we'll do. So she's back up to full health, but she's only got 1 action left. With her action, she's going to try and finish this guy off. So it's a bit unfortunate that I was counting on Avrick doing it, but he wasn't able to manage it. So we have those 2 in there. What am I doing? Get out. I need to put a red die. It's red and blue for the iron longsword. So this is her second. So she's killed it. She has killed it. So there we go. It got 2 shields, but it's not enough. They just cancel that out. 3 get through. That is it. For the purple moulder, that moves up 1 to 4. And get rid of those. So we managed to kill 1, which isn't amazing, but hopefully there's something else we can do. After defeating a monster, we didn't get a surge, did we? That is bad. Yeah, that's a pity. That is a pity. I was hoping we'd get a surge there, because if we got a surge, she could have used her advance ability, because if we got a surge, we'd have took one of these off, and then we'd have been able to put it on virtually immediately. Perhaps I should have given her the Ring of Power. I didn't. So unfortunately, that is that. So not quite the bloodbath I was envisaging, but never mind. So that is it for Syndrael. At least she's managed to get all her health back. So who's going to be next? It's going to be the Widow Tara. And here we are with Widow Tara. And if you remember, Divine Fury, she gets this yellow die for her first attack. First attack only. So we'll put that in there. She's also swapped over to Arcane Bolt, which is a blue and a yellow. So she'll have 2 yellow dice and a blue. And who is she going to attack? Well, she's going to attack the bar guest here. Why? Well, because if she killed this guy, then the bar guest, there's a possibility it'd be able to move here. And then another bar guest moves in, or even the master moves in, something like that. But this way, we kill this bar guest. If we don't kill this bar guest or whatever, there's no movement. So I don't want to be making it easier for these guys to start moving around. It probably don't make that much difference, but let's try on this guy. So bar guest, plus the fact that only gets a single defense die. Right, so the first attack is going on the bar guest. Arcane bolts. Coolness. Right, so there we go. They cancel each other out. But we have 2 surges. We have 2 surges and 3 hearts. So what can she do with those surges? Well, she has runic knowledge. That's suffer 1 fatigue. She can't suffer 1 fatigue, unfortunately, otherwise we'd have used blast. But she may be able to use blast next turn, because what we'll definitely do is we want to kill it. So it's got 4. It's got 4 health. I'll show you another reason why I want to kill it in a second. So we're going to use 1 surge and use Pierce 2. Yeah? So Pierce 2 will nullify that shield that it got. So it now has no shields. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have killed it. So get rid of that. And the reason, let's move this out of the way, I want to do that is obviously it's a 2 space monster. That moves us up to 5. So we go all the way back here. Pull that down. It was at 3 cards. So we get to pick 3 cards. And remember, we've still got a surge to spend. But let's get this. And let's see what we get. Ooh, a jeweled mace. So that's a hammer plus 2. Alright, see here where it's exactly the same, plus 2 wounds on a surge. That means you can use it twice to put plus 2 wounds on. It's a blue and a green die. Oh, I had the green dice over here. So here we go. Got green dice here. These are like, I think they're like really weak attack dice. So there's some green dice there. So that jeweled mace is what we've got. She'll keep hold of that for the time being, but I imagine she'll swap that with Averick, as that's a bit better than the mace, the iron mace that he's got at the moment, I think. So keep that down here with a magic staff. Right, so she's still got an arcane bolt. Oh yes, the last surge. She's going to spend this. So, well, she's not going to spend it, she's going to get rid of it. So now she does have a spare fatigue. But she's used a 1 attack for Divine Fury, so that goes away. So it's not throughout the round, you just get Divine Fury for the first attack that you make. Right, she's still got an attack left, I believe. So what she's going to do now, I think the best place for her to try and hit is this guy. So she's going to try and hit this guy on the head. Right here, and then she will get a blast radius, hopefully. So, because we're going to try and get blast, so we'll get exploding rune. We need to spend a fatigue for it, which is why it was good we got a surge. So, and we've got a guaranteed surge as well with mana weave that we didn't use. So we've basically, so long as we don't roll an X, we should get a guaranteed blast. We'll need to get 1, 2, 3. We'll need 3 range, but that's okay. There are ranges on these die, the yellows, so hopefully we'll do that. And because we're trying to hit this guy, these two will get the 1 grey die. They've got to roll it separately. And the moulder here, it will get, obviously, those 2. But we'll just roll it for this guy to start with. So, attack. Ooh. So we got 4 range. I think that's enough. And we got a single shield. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's enough. So it hits here. We have got a surge, but we're going to exhaust mana weave as well. So we've got 2 surges. Right. So we have got 2 surges. Now, blast. So, blast is going to make use of 1 surge. An exploding rune is going to make use of, obviously, the fatigue. So we've performed the attack with a rune weapon. The attack has gained blast. Yep. Because we've got blast, we've used the surge. And in fact, we haven't used that surge. We're going to use the Rune Mastery Surge. So we'll exhaust this card as well. Hang on, this is where it gets tricky. Right. We've attacked with Exploding Rune. And we got this. We spent the fatigue. Cool, that's Exploding Rune. We've exhausted Rune Mastery to give us an extra surge. Because we're attacking with a rune weapon, Arcane Bolt. So we've now got 2 surges. And because we exhausted Mana Weave as well. So we've got 2 surges. I believe we need a surge to create Blast. I'll just check that, won't be a moment. Right, I don't think I need a surge to actually do Blast. I can't... I don't know. Don't know where I'm getting that from. But if I do, let me know. I've had a look. I can't see it. So, we've got 2 surges. I don't need to spend 1 on it being blast, apparently. So, I will spend 1 of them on... What is it? So, that's 1, 2. So, unfortunately, I only get 1 hit on this guy. But I'm going to spend the surge on Pierce 2. So that is going to put it up to 3 hits. Sorry, so we'll get that to 0. So on this blast, there is Pierce on it. So that is 2 hits. Yep. So that is 2 hits going through on the purple Barghest, I think. So there we go, 2 hits on the purple Barghest. So remember, we've done a blast, it's hit here, so it's going to hit both these master models. We've used a surge for Pierce, so the blast has a Pierce of 2. So I don't have to use another surge to get another Pierce. The blast has got a Pierce of 2. That's the way I read it. So we've got to roll this again for the master. A 1. So the master is going to get 2 as well. 1, 2. Because that doesn't count. Pierce gets rid of that. So 2 of those. So let's put these at the bottom. So we know they're on the master. Right. So that's not too bad. Got some hits on there. And because we hit here, this guy's out of blast range, so it's just this master here, but he does get 2 dice. And he only gets 1. Ah, you're rubbish. Right, so he gets 2 hits. So 2 hits on the master moulder down here. Coolness. So we didn't do too bad, so that's 2 hits on 3 models. We didn't kill any, which is unfortunate, but there you go. We've still got a spare surge. So we spent a spurt surge on Pierce 2 on the blast. We've got 1 over, so just going to use the special ability of Aick, which means when you get a surge on an attack, you can heal 1 wound. So she's going to heal a wound. So she's now fully healed. I think I did that right. I'm sure you'll let me know if I didn't. But I looked around, I thought, for some reason, I thought Blast needed a surge, but I don't think it does. I couldn't see anything that needed a surge on it. So we just needed to spend, and we did, spend the fatigue to get the exploding rune. So I think we did it right. Yeah, action, spent the fatigue, got exploding rune, rolled, ended up with 2 surges because we exhausted mana weave, and we used the blast, got a pierce +2 because of arcane bolt, and we used the other surge to trigger Avrick's hero ability and heal 1. So I think we've done that right. Okay, so that is it for the hero phase. Next up, it's the laugh and chuckle phase, the Overlord phase. And here we are back at the Overlord phase. Oh, forgot to put fatigue back on a player mat. There we go. So with the town's got a fatigue back. Right, Overlord phase. So effects. First effect is we get a second timer on the lava tomb. So there's only 1 more to go. As I say, it's bad news for Farmer Giles. He's dragon food. One might say the dragon's going to have a ploughman for lunch. Wah, 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 wah. Right. Okay, so that's that done. Next, it's Peril and Fate. Well, we're not doing any Peril and Fate because we've still got the Lava Tomb card. So we're straight into monster activation. We've got 1 card left, so not much use shuffling it. Let's have a look. Flesh Moulders are going to go first. Each Flesh Moulder applies +1 to its speed. Well, that's okay, because this guy can't get around. If it was to travel through here, it would take a damage, so it's not going to do that because of the lava space. So here, spot the furthest hero. Well, it can't spot the furthest hero because it cannot get around. Attack the hero in line of sight who has the most damage tokens on his hero sheet. Oh, and in fact Lunaria mentioned something last episode which probably meant that perhaps Widow Tara should be hit, because it did mention line of sight, I believe, in the... Attack the hero in line of sight who has the most damage tokens on his hero sheet. Well, the hero who was in line of sight was actually Widow Tara, I think, last episode. And yes, I think she's got a good point. So instead of like not attacking at all, they probably should have attacked Widow Tara. I will certainly bear that in mind now, because he has got, what is it? Attack the hero in line of sight who has the most damage. Now the most damage is actually Aick, but he's out of line of sight, can't see it. The only one that is in line of sight, and I think this is what Lunaria meant, is Widow Tara. So she, even though she hasn't got any damage whatsoever, it's got to be her really, hasn't it, if you think about it. So let's just check its line of sight. I'm sure it is. So we're going from that corner to her corner. I'm just making sure it isn't going over that Barghest space. It isn't. So you can shoot right through here. So it is going to attack. So it attacks with these dice, which is a blue and E. Move this over here, which is a blue and a yellow, and we get a grey die. Don't think she gets anything else. No, she doesn't. It is Syndrael that has the Baron's Cloak now. Yes! It missed! Ah, you're hopeless, mate. So that was good news. It has completely missed the Widow, who, I must confess, I've left a bit exposed. But she's got away with it. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, it'd just spin round, try to do those. It cannot attack again, and it cannot spot the furthest hero because everything's in the way. So, yeah, that is it for the Master. But it did get an attack in. It just couldn't hit. Ah, absolute rubbish. So it's the other flesh moulder, so I'll either put that back. Now this one shouldn't have any problems. It's right there. Spot the hero the Master attacked. Well, it's right next to it. Attack the hero the Master attacked. So that's what it's going to do. So it's going to attack Widow Tara, exactly the same. Ooh, it rolled a bit better that time. And it got 2 surges. Can do without that. Right, so there we go. So that stops one of the hearts, but 2 damage has gone through, at least. So 2 damage on the Widow. This is bad because like these chaps will be attacking. So that's 2 damage on the Widow. And it's got 2 surges. Well, 1 surge it is definitely going to use to mend. So it can mend 1. And it is going to mend 1 this time, not 2. So it's going to mend 1. And it's still got another surge. It cannot mend again. But what it can do is it can put +1 damage on. So the Widow goes up to 3 damage. Right, so that was it for its go. I don't think it can do anything else because it's already attacked. Spot the closest hero. Well, it's adjacent to Widow Tara. Attack the closest hero in line of sight. It's already attacked. And then we go to spot the hero the Master attack. So again, he just got the single attack in. Right, so that is it for the moulders, which means the bar guests are next. So no particular order. If the Throne of the Fallen is the current encounter, it isn't, so we can forget that. Engage the closest hero and attack an adjacent hero. What is the best way to do this? I think the best way to do that is to have the Master go first, because he's the Master. So he's going to say, Mr. Minion, I'm going to go first. So obviously it moves up 1 and then expands. Note it cannot move into here because it can't expand yet. And it can't sort of like, I don't think it can do that. Yeah, I think you've got to either go like that or like that. I don't think you can sort of do that. I don't think that's allowed. So he's just going to move in there like that. So that's his first action, whereby he's engaged, what is it, the nearest hero? Yep, he's engaged the closest hero, and then he's going to attack an adjacent hero. That's the adjacent hero. He gets, he gets a red and a blue, and we are stuck with just the grey die. I really shouldn't have left the Widow there, should I? Oh, that was a good roll as well for the bloody bar guest. But he didn't get a surge. And we did manage to get a single. So we got a single shield. So that is 3 damage. She's already got 3. So that's going to put her up to 6. We get a 5 and a 1. Right, she's got 6 damage. Ugh. That's bad. 6 damage. Yeah, I left her a bit exposed there. But no surges, so it can't do any crazy stuff like mend itself or anything like that. Right, so the master's gone, then it is the minion. Well, it's no use moving the minion. It can't get adjacent, it's stuck. So it's just going to stay there, really. I mean, I suppose I could move it there, but yeah, it'll move there. Gets a bit nearer, doesn't it? A tiny bit nearer, not much nearer. And it does mean that this master moulder, I suppose, can move a bit. So it will move there. Right, that is the end of monster activation, and that is the end of the Overlord phase. Hopefully I did that right. It's a bit trickier than it seems, actually, reading through these. But as I mentioned, yeah, I think Lunaria had a good point last turn. I think possibly, like, at least one of the flesh moulder attacks should have gone through onto the Widow, but I missed it, so apologies for that. So that is it for turn 14. Not too bad, not too bad. We only killed 2 monsters, unfortunately, one of the Barguests and one of the Moulders, but which obviously means the farmers had it. But yes, we're in slightly better shape, I think. Apart from the Widow, because I've got her hemmed in, so that is not the cleverest thing I've done. So perhaps we'll have to have Avric move up or something, or perhaps Syndrael can move up, and then the Widow can move to where Syndrael is, and then Avric can move up. Unfortunately, those are wastes. They're a bit of a waste of actions, but it'll get her out of the firing line, I think. Right, okay, so end of turn 14. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions, for all the views, for all the hints and the tips, and the rules corrections. They are very much appreciated. Again, if I've made a bit of a balls up somewhere, please let me know and I'll try and fix it. Yes, oh, and thanks to everybody who's gone across the board game links to upvote the site. As ever, that is marvellous, thank you. And I hope you join me for turn 15 of Descent, Journeys in the Dark, 2nd edition, Forgotten Souls. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.